Which is worse for you? Not working out, binge drinking alcohol, eating fast foods, not sleeping well, or working out, eating clean, sleeping well, and moderately using anabolic steroids and other hormones? If you choose number one, then you're plugged in. We have been conditioned to believe that steroids are bad. Do you ever question why? Do you even look into what these compounds can do for you when used correctly? Most never. It's time to unplug and learn the new possibilities to male life. Let's take a deep dive into the safest steroid cycle of 2024. Before I continue, guys, I must start with a disclaimer. This video is purely educational. I'm not a doctor. Everything I'm citing is my own research and my own experience and my thoughts on the subject. It is not medical advice. I started lifting weights and getting into bodybuilding when I was 12 years old. And currently I'm 27, about to be 28, so give or take 16 or 17 years. The first 13 years, I was completely natural. I just worked out, ate well, and experimented with herbal test boosters. But I wanted more. And that was level 0 of my experiments. And because I wanted more, I started playing around with peptides, which was my first level 1 experiment, or I call level 1. And I did about 3 years of peptides such as CJC25, ipamorelin, tesamorelin, IGF-1LR3, all of those peptides, and I did enjoy, got quite a few benefits. I would say anywhere from a 15 to 20% increase in just overall quality of life. Not directly just building size, but just sleeping better, feeling better. However though, I was still hungry and as well I'm a men's health researcher, so I increased it to my level 2 experiments. My level 2 experiments so far have been about 5 to 6 months of using clonidine citrate, ACG, and Anavar. So I was using some natural hormone supporters with microdosing anabolic steroids or Anavar. And it was great. I increased my testosterone by 400 points. I got some more size in the gym and overall I felt better. But I felt I was still lacking. First, my free test was not going up the way I wanted to. And overall, I felt I had to use more of the hormone supporters to get what I wanted to do. And level 3 of my experiments is I added in testosterone cypionate, mostly with the goal to increase my free test and overall add another leg to my experiments. So far, I have been loving it, and I believe my approach with steroids is the safest yet most powerful steroid stack of 2024. And you must always note, men, I'm always researching, I'm always experimenting, I'm always trying out new ideas, but so far this has been my most successful experiment. So what are the best steroids when thinking about safety but yet power? I think there's two that really shine out. The first one is testosterone cypionate, which is actually a steroid. The reason why I love testosterone cypionate is that your body produces testosterone, so your body uses it very well. The second thing is that testosterone cypionate has a high bioavailability, so it means you absorb a lot when you take it. Additionally, it's slow dispersed. So when you do inject it, you don't just get a huge increase in test, it slowly increases, which I believe to be much safer and much smoother when using testosterone therapy. The second best steroid is Anavar. Anavar was originally made in 1962 to actually help people with muscle wasting. But the reason why I love it is that it's considered one of the most mild steroids. Additionally, it has a very high anabolic ratio, which means it's great at building muscle. Additionally, it does not turn into estrogen, and as well, it's more gentle on the body. But the most important thing from turning this poison into power is microdosing. So how do you stay fertile and not shut down your own testosterone production? Because that's a big question many people get when they're looking into steroids and other advanced things. And that can happen if you're not smart. But here is the best strategy, and there's the best hormone supporters that'll keep you fertile and strong. The first is the masculine medicine, which pretty much is the most natural way to support your body. It has all the organs, herbs, vitamins, and minerals a man needs to have sky-high testosterone. Then moving into more pharmaceuticals, we have HCG. And what this does, it actually mimics luteinizing hormone in the body. And for men, luteinizing hormone is very important to go into your testicles and tell your testicles to make more semen, more testosterone, and as well keeping the balls full and healthy. So all HCG is doing is working on your nuts to make sure they're so strong and active, which will prevent shutting down your own hormone system, which can happen if you only take testosterone. Then we have clonidine citrate. Clonidine citrate actually works on a different part of the hormone axis, actually in the brain or the hypothalamus. It actually inhibits estrogen from hitting your hypothalamus, which then tells your body that you have low estrogen, so we can ramp up luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone, which then goes to the testes and keeps them active and on. So pretty much the masculine medicine gives you all the key nutrients, the natural nutrients that have strong, high testosterone. ACG works directly on the nuts, and then clonidine citrate works directly on the brain. So you're working on all different parts of the testosterone cascade, and I think together they have a synergistic effect, not just one by themselves. So this stack will keep you safe when taking steroids, because there are side effects when using testosterone and steroids, but they can be prevented. First major key is a healthy lifestyle. So being active, sleeping well, eating an animal-based diet, meditating, holding your semen, and avoiding processed foods, processed sugar, drugs, and alcohols if you can. Second is blood donation, which is actually a major life hack for most men. But when you have higher hormones, it can make your blood stickier, leading to heart attacks and higher blood pressure. By simply donating blood every 3 to 6 months, this can greatly reduce that and as well have many other benefits on the man's body. Next, we have a natural herb called DIM, which actually is found in broccoli and cauliflower, but what this does is actually classified as a phytoestrogen, but pretty much helps balance out estrogen levels in the body. Because as your body makes more hormones, it makes more hormones of both testosterone and estrogen. So we can reduce that by using DIM. Next is TUDCA, which actually is a natural bile acid found in the body, and this has been used for thousands of years in Chinese medicine for liver and kidney disease. But it's mostly used for steroid users to help protect the liver because these compounds can be harder on the liver. Next is citrus D-glucarate. And what this does, it prevents recycling of steroid hormones because as your body makes more hormones, a lot of them can be recycled, which is not good for the kidney. So citrus D-glucarate makes sure to flush out these to actually protect the kidney. Next is an AI, which is an aromatase inhibitor, which is a pharmaceutical compound. And what this does, it prevents the enzyme in fat from turning into estrogen. So people who have higher body fat that take steroids get a higher conversion of estrogen, which is not good. Or just people in general who take higher doses of steroids will get more estrogen. So AI can prevent this. Personally, I like to microdose with an AI because I think a little bit can be very powerful. Next, we have pregnenolone and DHEA. These are very important for keeping your HPA axis on, which pretty much is a huge axis for all your hormones. And a lot of times testosterone over time can actually damper this. So DHEA and pregnenolone can be a great way to keep your HPA axis healthy and strong, or just eating lots of eggs and raw milk and raw meat. And lastly is hair, because that's a big concern because if you have more hormones, you get more DHT, and DHT can cause hair loss if you're sensitive to it, or even taking Anavar can cause hair loss, or just that's a big concern for a lot of men as they get older and stronger. So here is things that actually work, and there's 3 levels. So first level is gonna be microneedling with rosemary oil and red light therapy. Level 2, if you have the money, is getting stem cell therapy on your hair. And level 3, if you have the money, is a hair transplant. All 3 of these can be combined, which I plan to do myself, but these are things that actually move the needle in hair loss. So here is the ultimate steroid dosing and cycling for power, but at the same time maximizing safety and longevity. Starting off with testosterone cypionate, 100 to 200 milligrams a week, split into 3 to 5 sub-Q injections. Anavar, 5 to 10 milligrams, 3 times a week, 3 weeks on, 1 week off. And then to support your hormones, we have the masculine medicine, 3 weeks on, 1 week off. HCG at 500 IUs, 3 times a week, and clonidine citrate at 12.5 milligrams, 1 time a week. And then to prevent those side effects, blood donation every 3 to 6 months, DHEA 10 to 50 micrograms daily, pregnenolone 10 to 100 micrograms daily, DIM 1 to 5 milligram dailies, TUDCA 1 to 2 milligrams daily, citrus D-glucarate 1 to 2 milligrams daily, and finally an AI 500 to 1000 micrograms 1 time a week. Don't do these dangerous mistakes when getting on gear, because this happens to so many people. The first is abusing power. So many men start becoming powerful on this gear, and it starts going to their head. They stop chasing excellence, they start falling victim to lust, and the power starts abusing them. That's a very weak thing of a man. If that happens to you, stop the gear or meditate and recenter yourself. Second major mistake is no baseline health or continued health. So many men will get on gear with no history of working out or eating well, and that is horrible because you won't have good results. Actually, damage your body. Or they'll get on gear and they stop doing things that made them strong and healthy in the gym because they focus too much on the roids, which again, by doing that, you have so many more side effects. So you must have excellent healthy lifestyle factors if you do want to use gear, and continue to have excellent lifestyle factors. And lastly, not getting regular blood work. All these compounds affect each person differently. So it's very important to get monthly or every 2-month blood work to see what's happening in your blood so you can change around your protocol to maximize the power and prevent side effects. So here's some common questions and concerns I hear a lot. First thing is, why not just use hormone supporters like ACG and clonidine citrate in the masculine medicine? Because I did that and actually got my testosterone up to 1,000. But here's why. First, a lot of times people will use more and more of these hormone supporters at higher doses to get the effects of being on testosterone, which at the start can be fine, but down the road, your body will actually lose sensitivity to these. Additionally, the benefit I wanted, I did not get from these hormone supporters. That's why I believe a little bit of everything, a little bit of testosterone, a little bit of ACG, a little bit of everything is much stronger instead of just using one thing very powerful. For example, I would not want to do a very high dose of just testosterone and not a hormone supporter, but together I could do a less dose of each and have a powerful but safer effect by doing that. So why sub-Q injection, which is injection under the skin? And many people think you must inject testosterone in the muscle to get the full benefit, which yes, but sub-Q still works. And additionally, I found this to be much easier to inject consistently because doing an injection in the muscle often sucks. And the reason why I do 3 injections per week is because by doing it more often, your hormones can stabilize more. So if I wanted to inject multiple times a week, I wanted to find the easiest way, and by doing a sub-Q in the smallest needle, it's much easier to inject or less of a hassle. If it's less of a hassle, there's a much higher likelihood that I will stick to their regimen. Why add Anavar? Well, I think it's completely optional, but the reason why I wanted to add Anavar is because one of the main goals of being on test is that you want to have a stronger or bigger physique. And I see a lot of times when men will just increase the dose more and more in testosterone to get that physique change. But Anavar has a very high anabolic ratio, which means it's great at building muscle. So my theory on this is by using a little bit of Anavar, which is very powerful for building muscle. This way I don't have to use so much testosterone because I'll get the physique change I want. And I can use testosterone more for its mental benefit because testosterone has a lot of mental benefit of just having more confidence, sleeping better, and just feeling better in a man's body. So what are the side effects and longevity of this protocol? Because that's a big question. And it really varies. The biggest thing that varies is how good you take care of yourself. Because I see so many people who go into testosterone or these steroids and do nothing for their health. They're not getting blood work done, they're not eating good food, and they have tons of side effects. But for those who are smart, like for me, for example, I'm having great lifestyle factors. I'm eating very clean. I'm doing everything I can to maximize my health. And the truth is that so far I've been feeling much better and stronger in my body. And I can see how this can be a very powerful thing to add if done correctly and actually enhance your health and longevity, which is such an unprogramming that so many people think. Anyways, man, that is my current thoughts on the safest steroid cycle of 2024. I did my best to give the most important information because this video could be super long if I could break it down to everything, but I will be making follow-up videos. I go in depth into different parts of steroids. And additionally, I'm always continuing to experiment and research and just men's development to max out male life. And part of that is using hormones, part of that is using steroids, but in a very smart and effective way. Have a great day and stick around for future videos.